In the United States Air Force, the KC-135 Stratotanker is often called the lifeblood of the fleet, sustaining the reach of every fighter squadron. However, despite its strategic importance, this aircraft is currently operating on technological foundations laid decades ago. The most critical issue isn't the engines or the airframe, it's information isolation. Currently, KC-135 crews operate with a severe lack of a common operating picture. They are forced to rely on pre-mission planning products printed on paper and battlefield updates delivered via brief, often static-filled radio conversations. This creates a dangerous blind spot. Pilots have no real-time awareness of enemy air defense systems that have just relocated, nor can they see exactly where friendly fighters in urgent need of fuel are positioned without voice confirmation. This lack of dynamic connectivity doesn't just lower mission efficiency, it directly threatens the aircraft's survivability against modern, integrated air defense networks. Let's place a KC-135 into a specific scenario during a conflict in the Middle East. Suppose this tanker is conducting a refueling mission for a flight of F-35s over the Arabian Sea, approximately 150 miles off the coast. Suddenly, an adversary's long-range surface-to-air missile SAM battery is activated and moved to a new position directly along the KC-135's planned egress route. Under current conditions, the crew would remain completely unaware of this threat until they received a warning from a command center via radio, which could be delayed or jammed. However, if equipped with the OMEN system and the tactical moving map application, the situation changes entirely. Right on the cockpit display, a red threat ring would appear in real time, marking the engagement range of the newly revealed SAM site. Rather than waiting for instructions, the KC-135 pilot can make an immediate, autonomous decision to alter course, skirting the danger zone while maintaining contact with the F-35 flight. The data from the moving map allows them to see through the fog of war, transforming a mission at high risk of being shot down into a safe and proactive withdrawal. The solution to realizing this lightning-fast operational capability is Project OMEN, Open Mission Engine, a landmark initiative led by the Defense Innovation Unit, DIU. Rather than following the failed trajectory of traditional programs which bleed billions of dollars and take decades to sluggishly overhaul aircraft hardware, OMEN focuses entirely on a revolution driven by open-source software and modular architecture. At its core, OMEN functions as a standardized military operating system, designed to completely decouple flight-critical systems, the hardware that keeps the plane in the air, from mission-critical software, the tools used to fight. This distinction is paramount. It allows the U.S. Air Force to break free from the vendor lock-in of monolithic defense contractors. Now, military developers or tech startups can write code for a new application and deploy it across the fleet in weeks, using agile methodologies, mirroring the rapid innovation cycles of Silicon Valley. The most disruptive aspect of OMEN lies in its ability to operate within a DDIL, disconnected, disrupted, intermittent, and low-bandwidth environment. In a peer-to-peer conflict, electronic warfare, satellite denial, and GPS jamming are mathematical certainties. OMEN solves this through edge computing. Instead of waiting for data from a centralized server thousands of miles away, OMEN transforms each aircraft into a localized data center. It processes and synthesizes information on-site from diverse, fragmented sources. Tactical data links, harvesting whispers from the radars of nearby F-35s or reconnaissance UAVs. Passive sensors, automatically analyzing electromagnetic emissions to triangulate the coordinates of enemy SAM batteries. Hybrid intelligence networks, instantly syncing with the JADC2 Joint All-Domain Command and Control Cloud during the briefest windows of connectivity. By fusing these disparate puzzle pieces into a vivid, high-fidelity digital map, OMEN transforms the KC-135 from a passive observer into a critical information node, capable of autonomous situational awareness and relaying vital intelligence back to the entire strike package. The story of the KC-135 inches this hypothetical scenario is the definitive evidence for the core philosophy championed by Air Mobility Command, AMC leaders. Connectivity is survivability. For decades, we have focused on building durable airframes while neglecting the digital nervous system required to operate them. This chronic underinvestment in information network or the mobility fleet has created a massive strategic vulnerability, directly threatening America's ability to project global power. In the era of modern, long-range kill chains, a massive tanker or transport aircraft that is blind to real-time threats is nothing more than a high-value sitting duck for sophisticated air defense systems. If a tanker is neutralized, the fighters it supports lose their reach, and the strategic mission collapses entirely. Therefore, Project OMEN is far more than a map app in the cockpit. It is a fundamental shift in the doctrine of air power. It drags Cold War-era assets into the age of multi-domain operations, MDO, where data is recognized as the most lethal weapon on the battlefield. The OMEN vision also extends to the cognitive readiness of the crew. Instead of pilots struggling with static-filled radio broadcasts or fumbling with paper charts while low on fuel and surrounded by threats, they can now make autonomous, data-driven decisions. The ability to see through the fog of war allows them to proactively navigate around danger rather than waiting for instructions from a centralized command hub that may already be paralyzed by enemy interference. When U.S. generals demand to write the damn check, they aren't just asking for a procurement budget. They are calling for a vital investment in the lives of the aircrews who fly these iron giants every day to keep the skies connected. OMEN is the commitment that no matter how old the airframe, its intelligence and situational awareness will remain state-of-the-art. In the high-stakes game of global reach, the ability to see the enemy before they see you remains the only boundary between mission success and a national catastrophe. OMEN ensures that the lifeblood of the Air Force, the refueling fleet, continues to flow, sustaining combat power through a more agile, intelligent, and interconnected force. This isn't just an upgrade, it is a strategic imperative to maintain American air paradox in the digital age.